Hi, my name is Leonardo Anchetta, and I'm the Vice President and Director of Custom Conjugations and Cell-Based Assays here at Advanced Targeting Systems. So it's my job to manage the production of our catalog products as well as our custom protein-to-protein conjugation services. This actually happens to include our custom biotinylation service, which is what I want to talk to you about today, so thanks for tuning in. So, what is this video all about? Well, I thought it was really important that we touch on our custom biotinylation services, especially if you plan on using your biotinylated material with our streptavidinylated saporin, which we call streptavidin zap. So with the already biotinylated antibodies that are commercially available and the do-it-yourself biotinylation kits, we're starting to see a trend with some variability in those biotinylated products, and we're starting to see some issues with those products, and so we wanted to take the time to address that. Okay, so here's what we're covering today. It's really important that you're aware of specific characteristics of the biotinylated material that you either just made or that you just bought. So the fundamental main goal for the linker and the biotin is that the linker doesn't interfere or impair the target binding affinity. Number two, that the linker is stable. And number three, that the payload is delivered and released to the target cells. So all of those things need to happen. Okay, so let's get into it. In order to increase your chances of reaching that fundamental main goal that I just mentioned, there are specific parameters that you're gonna need to know. So number one, you'll need to know the ratio of the biotin to the protein. Number two, you'll need to know that any unreacted excess biotin was quenched and purified away. You'll also need to know the approximate length of the linker. So this is important when you're dealing with small peptides because a longer linker may help reduce any interference of the biotin getting in the way. And then number four, you'll want to make sure that you have some control over where the biotin is attached. And so you may be thinking about a particular side chain of an amino acid, and however, that side chain may be important for downstream binding. So it's really important that you're aware of all those. Now, if you are unfamiliar with any of those parameters that I just mentioned, or you don't know for your own material, I strongly recommend you contact us for a custom biotinylation service, because these are parameters that we will talk to you about and we will discuss because they are important if you plan on using it with streptavidin zap. So for those of you planning to do the biotinylation yourself, there are so many options available for you today, and it can be a little confusing. So for example, maybe you're looking for an aqueous solution and you may want to go with a sulfonated version of the reactive biotin. Maybe you're looking for a longer spacer because you're working with a small peptide and you want to reduce any interference. So you may look into the pegylated versions. And also maybe you're looking at the different chemistries. So maybe you want to attach to the primary amines or the thiol groups of your peptide or your antibody. And so you have options there. So the key here though is if any of these topics are unfamiliar to you or you have some questions about how to start, I strongly recommend you talk to us about a custom biotinylation service, because these are things that we will talk to you about and they are important if you plan on using it with streptavidin zap. Okay, so I think the last bit of advice I want to give to you is about stabilizers and additives. And so these are things that you're going to find in your starting material if you're going to do the biotinylation yourself. You're going to want to remove any stabilizers or preservatives because they can interfere with the biotinylation process. So you're either going to remove them yourself or you're going to want to contact the manufacturer to see if you can have those removed. Now, keep in mind though, some of those stabilizers may be important for the material, so you're going to want to look into that before you proceed. And again, we're here for custom biotinylation services, so if this is unfamiliar to you, please contact us and we can help you out. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. You're going to want to make sure you keep yourself plugged in for future content, so please hit the subscribe button, make sure you follow us because we plan to have a lot more helpful content to share. So again, thank you for your time and I'll see you in the next video.